Welcome back to Middle Earth. Robert here with my fellow DMs, Peyton, Nate, Jeremy, John, and David, all representing RPGclub.net, your place to find your next game. In our previous session, we ended with our intrepid adventurers sneaking their way successfully, oddly enough, because I rolled crap checks, and massacring the goblin scouts that were heading their way several times. So, now, what will happen? Will they make it out of the pit, or will their journey end tonight? So let's go ahead and begin where we left off. So you guys had traversed the stairs, taken out the goblin scout party that was coming your way, avoided a quite nasty trap, and come into this long hallway, 10 feet wide, probably about 100 feet long, two sets of double doors on the northern wall, two sets of double doors on the southern wall, and two sets of double doors 100 feet in front of you on the eastern wall. What would you guys like to do from here? One of the things that you did determine with your perception check from last time, Blaine, as you came up here, number one, the first door, the northern door, this one right here, that one did have that bull's horned symbol that you have been seeing on the orcs so far on that one particular door. The others, at least from where you're seeing so far, they don't seem to have, at least not the one directly across from you. But that's all you've determined at this point, other than the fact that there is much foot traffic lately. Guessing probably the orcs.
Dusty on the floor or whatever.
They always leave a trail.
I will, because it's my MO, I'll quickly investigate the door and make sure that it's like not locked or trapped or alarmed, like with jingle bells or whatever the heck.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation roll.
And still the sword, no glowing yet?
That was within 500 feet, right?
Yes.
Yes, it would be definitely glowing. Pretty much glowing solidly since you took out those goblins previously.
Excellent.
Not quite as bright like they're right behind the next door, but it's glowing.
But it's glowing. Okay, I'll make sure I let everybody know.
All right.
We've got company.
All right, and you rolled horribly on your door checking. This door does not appear to be locked, and from everything you can tell, it doesn't appear to be trapped. It is a very large wooden door, double doors, iron bound, two bands of iron across each doorway. Each door. Sorry.
Can I hear anything inside?
Make a perception check and put your ear up to the door.
Bingo.
You kind of put your ear up to the door and cup it, and you tell everybody, shh. From back, you think you heard a splash of water.
I think they're taking a bath.
Perfect time to ambush them.
Wait, ever seen a clean goblin?
I haven't actually. You make a very good point. As I pull out my lock picks. It's the opportunity to see someone, a naked goblin getting its comeuppance. Yeah. Yeah, what do I do to actually, do I just click Thieves Tools if I try and open this lock?
Sleight of hand.
Ooh, okay. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. 16.
Bad.
Thieves kit out, and Jimmy with the lock for several minutes before finally hearing the satisfying click of the mechanism tumbling inside of it. And as it does so, without any urging from you, the door opens absolutely noiselessly, like it's just been oiled.
All right. That's a little unnerving. And as I slowly, stealthily peek my head in to kind of get a gander of what's inside, I am like the night.
Right?
Ooh, look at that.
Okay, so you're just going to meld into the shadows on the other side of the door and just kind of look down. What you see when you look down there, are you shining a light down there, or are you just trying to be in the dark and see what you see?
um, I don't think I have night vision as a hobbit, now that I think about it.
I
I'll
can step up and peer through if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll
I'm right behind
purposefully
you.
not use the light and then go, oh, and start to like put my hand back for the lantern, which maybe the other dwarf stops me. I don't know.
So Blaine, as you come up and peer down there, the first thing that hits you, and it would have hit you too, how fast, is a stench of rotting vegetation mixed with stagnant water.
It's the shitter.
As you look into this large room, and it's quite a long room, maybe 100 feet long, you notice that after maybe 20 feet, as you walk through these double doors, there's at least a 10-foot drop. And as you look over the edge, you can see some amount of water covering the bottom. As you do so, you see some kind of maybe a cave fish or something splash in it. Blaine and how fast? Roll on your old lore if you could.
Don't like that.
What's wrong with it?
Not a fan of that.
Never told me about
Oh,
these rules.
How fast as the smell hits you, and Blaine describes what he is seeing, a large, sunken room with water at the bottom of it, and at least you hope a fish. You think for a moment about a time when you read about the great granary stores of Moria. That the Dwardelf always relied on food imported from farmlands and valleys all across the Anduin, but also from the lands to the west, from the farmlands around Tharbad and Swanfleet. And the dwarves had huge granary pits that once held thousands of tons of grain. And you believe that is where you are. And once again, as you have done so several times before, you pull out your map and you look at it again and you point to it. I think these are the granary pits. We're close. We're getting close. It's just over there. And he points again towards the east, always towards the east. He says, if this perishable hall still exists, it would be there. I'm almost certain of it. And once again, he erases one part of the map and draws a little bit more, and then folds it back up.
Maybe not this door, just down the way. And I'll quietly close the door again and then start to kind of like take a point position and try and like carefully, look at across the floor and make sure, we're not tripping anything up as we go towards this area over here. But I'm moving past the doors across the hall. Like I'm not gonna look at them.
do these doors have a handle type mechanism? Is that how they work?
Yes.
All right. I want to take some rope out of my pack and tie, if we're moving on, I want to tie a small hunk of rope around the two door handles to keep them shut.
Okay.
Nice.
That's easily doable as a dwarf. So you're going to spend the next 5 minutes roping these doors shut. Are you doing them
Yeah.
before these double doors, top and bottom?
I'll do both of the doors that we're leaving behind us. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So just those two.
Just these two for right now.
All right. And how fast? Make me a perception check as you check the floors for any other naughty things.
Don't worry, lads. Don't worry and pout.
Oh,
A
start
storm
worrying.
Booklands about.
Uh, you don't find anything on the floor, but also your mind is a bit preoccupied. The treasure hunting, treasure loving, lore loving hobbit, finally coming to a place where you hope that the legends were true, that you might find the forge of Narvi himself. It was said to be somewhere near the imperishable hall, hopefully just on the other side of these doorways.
I'm probably talking to myself almost like in a whisper, to an annoyance. That's what happened. Golden. Yeah, because I screwed that perception up. Okay, so at these doors down here, I'll kind of stop and try and steady myself and check both of them for being locked and perhaps trapped.
Right?
That's the northern door, and then I'll give you investigation for the southern one too.
All right.
21.
Uh,
And 13.
You inspect the doors. Much like the one you previously opened, they appear to be exact same make, same lock, same mechanism, same everything. They are indeed both locked, both to the north and to the south.
Yeah, dwarves keep everything all tight. I will unlock the north one, hopefully. 15.
Once again, it takes a few minutes of struggling, but you successfully get the tumbler to tumble. And again, the doors open silently.
Ooh.
Well, part of you finds it odd that doors in a ruin so long abandoned could be silent. Then again, you read a lot of things about the craftsmanship of dwarves. Perhaps they could last this long and be in good shape.
I will go ahead and peek into those double doors. Thorben, do you know if do dwarven make doors? Do they last this long? It's really quiet. I'm kind of like the way they're counterbalanced or counterlevered, however you do it, as it kind of opens up and check inside.
I've seen dwarven made. I did uh, a lot of my learning with the dwarves. These aren't strange. They have all of the highest quality craftsmanship, architecture. It's not a surprise.
I suppose I should be asking Blaine, but you're right here. What's inside the northern door?
As you open the door, could you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Ooh.
Let me see.
Gets hit with a log, dies.
Right.
He gets turned into paste against the wall. Oh man,
We've
needed
lost
him.
our box man. Where is that?
Um, it's on the front page of your character sheet where your skills are. Just click on the word Constitution and it'll give you the options for.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. That makes total sense. Ability check or saving throw. Look at that. The options are amazing.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
As you open the doors, you are hit with the absolutely nauseating stench of dead flesh. Um, your lantern, which was sitting right on the floor as you worked on these doors, shows a pit very similar to the one you just came out of, except this one not being filled with water and a few cave fish and some old rotting wheat from 1,000 years ago. This is filled with fairly fresh, rotted meat of all God only knows what kind of types. As this wave of nauseating stench hits you, you immediately turn around the corner, get as far away from it as you can, about 5 feet before you vomit on the floor. And you're going to be busy doing that for a few moments, and the rest of you, luckily, are not that close to the door, but the stench is overpowering. And
I'll put a hand like on his chest and on his back.
Ooh, a question mark die. Amazing.
man, I got to tell you, perception checks are not my game tonight. But over the sound of the retching halfling, as you look into this, anybody want to go into the room and explore it at all? Or are you just looking from the hallway?
I ain't
I'd
going
like to. I'd like to take a peek. I can't really see too well, but at least stand at the doorway, make sure nothing's going to run out at us.
Okay. Just from the lantern light, you see the spoils of what the orcs have done to the countryside. You see what being. Because you're a warden, are you? I think
Hello here.
you're a champion. Seeing this, you see carcasses of animals from cows to horses to wild animals. You're pretty sure you see a few human-esque remains in there. All of them look like they've been freshly gnawed upon, and whatever was left was just thrown in this room and the door closed.
Oh, here doesn't like that. Makes him angry. This is what he vows to stop, is them pillaging the countryside. To see the spoils just makes him more pissed.
Normally in Lord of the Rings, this is if you were playing a long-term campaign, there's an effect called shadow, that if something has lived in a place for a long time or something happened in a place, shadow can actually infect the land and so infect the players. And that's one of the neat mechanics as a long running mechanic of this game is that once you become too corrupted, you'll have bouts of madness and do crazy things. It's a pretty neat set of
Oh,
mechanics.
fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
But we'll skip that for now. But you recover your senses. How fast? Unfortunately, not your breakfast. What would you wish to try these southern doors still?
I believe so. There goes third breakfast. And I'll go back and try and like wipe off the bile from my thieves pick tools and then uh, open the lock to the bottom one.
Okay.
Oh, right. Come on, mother. Let's go.
Once again, a little bit of a struggle, but you get it open. This one, thankfully, no stench is assaulting you. This one does, in fact, appear to be either originally or turned into an actual water basin. The water looks fairly clean and fairly clear, not stagnant like the first room that you looked into. And you notice why now. There is a small waterfall trickling from the corner that is filling this room constantly.
Waterfall.
I'll move up if I can and tie off that door to the north.
That northern door. Before you go to tie it, I see. I know it's dark, but do I see? I mean, I saw Halfast's reaction. Do I see Elohir's reaction, or do you say anything about what you saw inside?
Yeah. Yeah, I would just seeing the spoils. I didn't see anything moving in there. At least I didn't roll perception. I have no idea, but yeah, I'll definitely fill you guys in.
I Thorbin would want to look in there. And I would maybe dare say I'd maybe attempt to take the Constitution saving throw. I want to. Thorbin would, after looking at the spoils, if there's a lot of human remains, he would consider if he can stomach it, and if it's possible, maybe sacrificing a lantern to burn the bodies, as to not let their corpses remain here.
Okay. Make me a Constitution save if you are going to indeed go into the room, and we'll see.
I'll go in with you. I don't want you to get jumped by anything.
Saving throw.
Okay.
Hey.
Noise.
A sense of nausea hits you quite hard, but you're able to keep it together, and you just kind of put your hand over your face to try to filter out as much as you can, fairly unsuccessfully. The only other thing that you notice that Elohir did not is
I'll take a lantern with me with the intent of possibly using it to maybe start a fire. If the corpses are really far gone, there might be like some gases in here. I figure maybe the little light. But I'll take a lantern with me so I might be able to see a bit.
You shine the light down there, and it's worse than his description. There is indeed a great many remains of creatures in here. There's rats everywhere, squeaking around, trying to get whatever little pieces of flesh are still hanging onto the bone. Starting a fire for the whole room, it might be a bit of a tall order with just a lantern full of oil. You could try.
Do I have any? I don't see a torch, but would I? I don't think I have a torch, but I feel like, would I have any a torch or something like that, or maybe something else to assist? Or I know each one of us had a lantern. I would attempt to maybe convince somebody if a second or third lantern would possibly help.
Yeah, well, each one of you would probably have a single torch just to bring with you in case of emergencies.
I would, Elohir, these people, we won't be able to bury them, but it's not right to leave them like this. Could I take
understand.
Can I take your lantern, and can we try to burn them?
Was there anywhere for the smoke to go if we started firing here? Are we smoking ourselves out?
I think we close the door and lock it, and
I don't even think we lock it. I just think we close the door and we don't touch it, and we let them blow themselves up when they open it.
yeah, not a bad idea.
Backdraft style.
Yeah, I'll rest my sword against the wall and take off my lantern and hand it to Thorben. I
I'll
agree.
go
We
ahead
we
and
cannot leave them here like this.
I agree. I think it's way too heavy on my heart. And I'll walk up. I'll kneel down. Say some type of prayer in my head, some type of send off, and then I'll attempt to throw the lanterns and perhaps a torch, anything else that I can possibly get my hands on to maybe hopefully successfully turn this into a pyre of some kind.
Okay. So you beg and borrow anything you can, and you're going to take the lantern, I'm assuming, try to break it so that the oil goes around, and then throw a torch in to try to light the oil. Is it?
Yeah, so I'll do the 2 lanterns. I'll break them, spread the oil around best I can, and then I'll toss the torch on top. If I can get a third lantern, if that might help, because I'd like to have at least 2 lanterns left over so that how fast can do the flashbang. But if I could do 3, I feel like maybe that's the best. That's as far as I'd be willing to probably to go. Any further than that, I think it might be too. I don't want to take away all of our light sources.
Okay. You guys each have one small lantern. You willing to give it up?
I'll give mine up.
All right.
Yeah, we'll keep 2. So that's 3
Carl.
lanterns and a torch.
come
Carl
back
will
out.
not give his up.
I'll come back out. I'll get
I,
blades.
I would definitely give mine up because I can see okay in the dark. But a couple of the others should keep theirs.
I would come back out. Blaine, can I borrow your lantern?
He's already holding it out to you. He kind of saw you go in and then come back out, and he knows that smell.
I take it and I thank you, friend. And I go back inside, crack that one, do the third oil, and then I'll toss the torch on there after lighting it. Obviously, I toss a fucking unlit torch on there. I'm like, why isn't it working?
Oh, I forgot something.
Want me
Okay.
to roll something for that, or
Yeah, so you're going to go in there, you're going to crack the lantern, sling the oil as far and as wide as you can, and I want you to make an acrobatics check to see if you can get the torch in a good enough area of oil to start some kind of serious fire here.
Prim on pony.
could that be athletics check for like throwing?
Yeah, I could. Either one.
Okay, good, because athletics is a lot better.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So
24.
you open the lantern's oil reservoir on all 3 of them. Do your best to smash them as you throw them into the pile of muck, and then light your torch and just chuck it right at the oil, and it does catch, and it starts to catch fairly quickly. Some of these carcasses have been here for quite a while. They're not all brand new, and it, at least in the first 10 feet, you feel like you have a pretty good blaze going. So do you want to go and try to shut the doors? And
Yeah, once I feel like I'm relatively confident and I'm appeased that, like, I can at least imagine that it worked. I will thank Elo here one more time and start to head out.
Okay. As you close the doors, it doesn't take too long before smoke begins to seep out of the cracks and crevices from that room. What would you guys like to do? Continue onward, or?
Mm-hmm. I'm not tying off the handles on this door. I'm going to leave it and hope that they're dumb and open it.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Carl. I'm eating up a little bit of like the cram and the hardtack that he kind of handed over. You never get the taste out of your mouth, And then I go up to the other door and start to kind of listen to it. Since obviously we're not going to find any goblins in the waterfall, most likely.
I will tie off that door.
I'm obviously making a lot of noise while I'm eating, so I may have missed something. As I check the door for locked and trappedness as well,
Yes.
per my MO.
This one is locked. You don't see any traps anywhere.
Isn't like rosemary in here or something like that? It's got kind of a nice earthy quality. And then like I continue just like almost nonchalantly open the lock.
And you do so. Um,
Hmm.
as you open the door, make me a perception check if you could.
Uh-oh.
All right.
This would be for all of you.
Ah. Not the best. Oak Stout's got it.
Oh, I did it,
Oh,
baby.
look at the 20. There we go.
All right. As you
Ooh,
open this
24.
door, it is a
Nice.
large and grand hall, nicely tiled floors, walls very smooth. It looks like a room that was built for function over prestige. Um, Different than the Hall of Lamps that you came through originally. That was built for prestige. This looks like it's built for function. And around the outskirts, to the edge of the room, you see the ruins of what you you feel like they were stands, almost like a marketplace. You see probably 10 of them on the north wall, 10 of them on the south wall, and there's 2 rows of each. They're in total disrepair. They've been smashed completely. Also, let's see, is that this place? Yes, that is this place. As you
The door.
found, you feel like this hall was probably used by traders and merchants. And if so, how fast you would know that you are on the right track as you look around and you see these what you feel like were sellers' booths and merchants' booths. And also, in addition to that, as you look up, this particular market you would know was renowned for its crystalline domed roof. It was lit by a central light shaft, and the rays of the sun would refract through the crystal and bathe the entire hall in refracted light. However, somebody, presumably goblins or whoever has inhabited this hall in the past, they've blocked the shaft and cracked this giant crystal, and now huge chunks of this broken crystal sit precariously in the brackets and the heights of this room.
Hmm.
And it looks like you feel like slightest vibration in the wrong place will bring them down. And in addition to that, you see on the far side of the room another set of double doors. These doors are very grand in their appearance. The ones you've come up to before have just been basic double doors, wooden, iron bound. The doors over here on the eastern wall look a much finer craftsmanship.
Uh, yes, those are ancient dwarven make. I would mention as I like kind of take a step back into the room and like looking around, I look up. I do believe, and I point up, it's a little precarious. Should something jostle or make a loud noise, I don't know, might fall upon us, and I'll slowly traverse across the room and kind of just like start to take in the gander of all the, long gone merchant stalls or whatever, just for my own personal interest.
Okay. Make me a perception check. And actually, everybody can do this if you wish. Anybody can do a perception check.
Much history here. This was one of the hotbeds of mercantilism around in this area. You would have found all sorts and manners of things being traded back and forth.
Okay. Well, that was a pretty decent round of perception. As you guys are coming in and filtering around the room, looking at these old, ruined stalls, some of them, it looks like there used to be portions of these stalls made of wood. Most of at least the walled portions were made of stone. Most of them have crumbled or been smashed. You can only assume by whatever has lived here in the ages since the dwarves were driven out. And almost everybody except Carl and Thor at once immediately hear something and turn around, and you feel like it's coming from the opposite side of the grand doorway that you have not gone through yet. And it feels like you can feel it as much as you can hear it, and you feel like there's footsteps coming from the other side of the door, and you can feel it vibrating the floor.
Ooh.
I'm I don't feel that. The others feel that. I do not feel that.
Correct. You didn't.
Something. I'll say something. Something's coming.
Yeah, I'll point over to the door and go, ho, ho, and like make a, halfling wiggle. Start to kind of head over this way a little
Which
bit.
door is it? Sorry, the one's right on the eastern here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll draw my sword and step up. I want to keep the halfling like 5 feet behind me and to my right if I can.
100%. I'm up there with you too.
I'll go behind one of the door, or like where if the door opens out toward us, I'll be behind it.
Carl is going to, as the 4 of you take off running to the opposite end of the room, Carl is going to stage whisper, "The ceiling."
Where is the well, I don't know the ceiling, maybe.
We could
The ceiling is all precariously like cracked and hung crystal, right?
The gems.
Yeah, so we get out of the room and the 2 of us with bows collapse it on them.
That's what I was thinking.
All right,
yeah.
let's do that.
You're
Well,
all
is
like
there-
running into the room.
Is there a space in the room where there's like a particularly large part of crystal where I could stand back as a lure?
Right in the center of it it looks like the most likely place. If you were to dislodge any of the giant crystalline pieces, they would come down more or less in the center.
If Carl could direct me to that, I would stand there to hopefully try to. I wouldn't stand on the spot you marked. I would stand behind it, like right there, right. If I was with the goal of hopefully maybe like creating kind of a trap, I would stand one space behind wherever the crystal would fall, once directed by Carl.
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. If you're, like you said, back that 1 or 2 spaces.
Well, I'll stand to this one side of the door and you to the other. And if they come, you guys run out the door and we shoot the ceiling when they follow you. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Yep.
And get how fast out of there.
Why are we going? What?
Go in the hallway behind us.
I'll protect the halfling. When I flee, bring it down.
What if it blocks a path going forward? How are we going to kill more orcs, right? And I start to go back to the door.
All right. So you guys set up this makeshift plan and wait for a few moments. You don't hear the sounds of whatever was making the footsteps anymore. And as a matter of fact, the only thing that is really changing as far as the environment is more smoke is pouring out through the door behind you. You can definitely smell it in this room now. It's starting to haze up the room just a little bit, but it's definitely catching.
Do I notice that? Like, I will notice that regardless of a perception check?
Yeah, well, yes. Well, anybody in the back of the room definitely would smell it. Absolutely. But you would all know it.
If it was made clear to me, I would turn to the group and say, I feel like my decision has put us on a timer. You all stay here, and I'm going to go to the door, and I will try to bring whatever's beyond it back. Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
You just hear the clicking of Carl's bow, like ratcheting into position, like he's ready.
So I'll go to the door and
I'll give it
like a push just to see if it's barred or, locked or something.
When you push on it, it is not locked, and it opens just as soundlessly as the doors previous down the hall that you did so. As you do so, you open into a very large, opulently crafted room. From behind you, you hear Howfast gasp in astonishment, and he says, "That's it. That's it, the imperishable hall." And as you look into it, you can understand why this would have been the seat of the Lord of West Moria. The imperishable hall has framed walls, which were adorned with panels of cut crystal and gems backed with polished Ithilden. It was said that the light from a single lamp could illuminate the whole hall, for its light would be refracted and reflected endlessly. The dwarves held that no evil could ever enter the imperishable hall, for it was blessed by the light. However, as you look around, you noticed that the crystals, similar to the ones you saw in the Hall of Lamps, which were placed about the room, have all been smashed. So the only light that is entering the room is coming from your torch, or your lantern, and it falls upon several creatures in the center of the room that all turn to look at you towards the door. And from the very back in the shadows, you see this huge hulking creature. And you hear it say, "Finally, here are they. We knew someone was killing our boys. Now let's have some dinner." And we need to all roll for initiative here.
I wanted to.
Sounds like
Be updated.
All right, initiative then.
Yeah.
so whoever's within 30 feet of me, which is Thorben for sure, gets advantage on this
Oh,
initiative.
perfect, because my initiative is not good.
Yep. All right, so all you guys have to do is just click on your little picture up in the top, and it'll roll the dice for you.
Ooh,
Some good initiative.
I got a 20, dog. Thank you for the advantage. Hell yeah. I don't like. Oh, those are initiative rolls from him. Okay, the question marks freak me out. Is
Did I
she a
roll?
troll?
Or
What
what?
am I knowledgeable enough to know that she's a troll, or is she a troll?
So you see, yes, you know enough about trolls. You've heard about them. They're these giant hulking creatures that throw boulders around for fun. And you have faced down one or two of them in your day, but with a group of people at your back, not alone. And the one shadowy one that's standing in the back looks like she is ginormous. And then she has two in front of her, and then several goblins scattered throughout the room as well.
She has two trolls in front of her, or two goblins in front of her.
Looks like trolls.
Our trolls, and this
Oh my!
big troll.
Oh my! Okay. Oh my! All right.
Okay, so now
Fellow here is smiling. This looks great.
I hope so. I hope somebody's happy.
all right, Thor, you will be up first.
I'm gonna turn to the party, and Elohir obviously as well, and I'm gonna yell out, "Troll!" And I'm gonna take a step like into the doorway, and I'm gonna use leadership as my action to give everybody temporary hit points.
Ooh, tasty.
So 30 feet. I think that's everybody. I think everybody's within 30 feet of me. I need to just check that. How can I do a range? The range calculator.
Do a measurement tool.
Yeah, there
A
is.
little farther away. We're like some of us at the door about 40.
All right, well then I will have to take a step. I'll take. I'm not going to move my guy, but I will take that step just to get that, and hit everybody with that, and it will give everyone. I'm not good at using this application here. There we go. Got it. It'll give everybody. Up. Captain level equal to your captain level plus charisma modifier. So that is 7.
Ooh.
Yeah, equal to your captain level plus your charisma modifier. So that will be my charisma is 2. Captain level is 5. So everybody gets 7 temporary hit points.
Woohoo!
Nice. Thank you.
And then I'm just going to stand in the doorway. I'll walk back and I'll put myself in the doorway for now to try to draw them out. And I will eventually, my intention is to still follow through with the plan and move back. But I guess the rest of the party wouldn't know that at this particular moment. But I definitely don't want to leave Elo here by himself at the door.
All right, sounds good. All right, so that's all you're going to do?
Yeah, the leadership is an action, so.
All right, cool. All right, so these guys rolled, again, terrible on their... I don't think I've rolled above a 5 on my perception all night long. It's been ridiculous. So this one is immediately going to wheel around and scream and run towards you, pulling out a nasty-looking dagger, and probably... Let's see who he's going to go after. He's going to go after Thor. See if he can't give you a shivving. Probably not. I think your AC is more than 16. No, it's 17. So he misses you. All right, so that's good for him. Or good for you, I should say.
Yeah, good for me. I'll take it.
Hello here. I believe you are up next, and there's a goblin right in front of you and plenty of targets inside the room.
All right. Well, I got the big sword out since there's a goblin right in front of me. Let's deal with this little guy first. I don't like him being so close.
That
Well,
will
I'm assuming a 21 is a good roll.
that will do just fine.
Get that out of here.
That one, and with a single slice, you behead him, and he goes down.
Nice.
Now,
Oh,
you
no.
have your movement, and I believe you're a champion, so you get a second attack.
I do. No. Oh, he does kind of want to run in there, but that's probably not a great idea.
You can come up here and hit that one. I mean, you can make it that far. I'm just saying.
I can make it that far. Can I make it back? Is the question. No, I'm gonna stay on my ground with Thorben.
All right, sounds good. All right, Carl, you are up in the back of the room. You see 1, 2 targets because you got the bow of eternal death, and you can.
Yes. I'm going to target that troll that's in my line of sight. I'm gonna try and thread a couple arrows in between Thorben and Elohir, straight at it. So that's what I'm gonna do with in quick succession, just 1, 2. We'll do this. 16 on the first one.
Oh,
And
so
a
close.
22 on the next one.
Nice.
It was nearly a 20. Did you see that?
That did. And then, so do both of those hit?
Yes, they do.
Okay. So here's the first damage. Oh, that's nice.
Or
Very nice.
So that's 12 on the first one. Here's the second one with another 10. So 22. I am going to, I get my sneak attack on this one.
Yep, you can roll your sneak attack damage.
All right, so here's my D6 for another 2. And you know what? I am going to use my bonus action to add that little bit of D4 damage on there too. So I forget which ability that was. I think it was my was it the Shadow Lore or Forayer?
I think it was 4 here.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah. So I think 27 total with 2 quick shots. And I think everybody in the room just hears like that, the bowstring fire, and then the quick ratcheting and crank of the next shot, the 2 rings being plucked, and then a second arrow flying again, like right between Thorben and Eloir.
He's playing a dangerous game.
And Carl is going to stay put. He's going to hold his position there because ultimately, I think he is standing by to launch arrows into the ceiling of this room, and he wants to make sure at least one of us is in position for that.
All right, sounds good. Blaine, you are up next. Way in the back of the room.
Yeah, Blaine is just following Carl's lead on this one, and taking a couple of shots at the troll who's in line of sight. And for Blaine, I don't really think anybody else except maybe one goblin or orc, whatever that is in line of sight. So he's going to fire arrows at the troll.
All right.
That is the first attack is a 15.
That does.
And I think I get 2, right? Even with the bow.
Yes, you do.
Second attack, ugh, not great. 11 with the second. So damage. That's another 4 points of damage. I assume the second one doesn't hit.
Correct.
The 11.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 points of damage.
All right. The dwarf twangs off a couple of arrows. One of them goes wild, and now one of the big guys' turn. What is his movement? He's got pretty good movement.
We'll bring it on.
Not quite enough to get you in arm's reach, but as he's going, he kind of half drops, half reaches down and scoops up a boulder the size of a bowling ball and just sidearm hurls it at. This one's going to be at Thor, so we're going to get an attack from you as this boulder comes winging at you.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Well, I'm holding on to my can't roll above a 5, so that's going to miss, sadly. But he's going to he's not in range yet. Darn it.
I've seen troll tactics before.
Yeah.
All right, out of the south of the room, you are going to get 2 arrow shots coming from this archer, who has been able to prepare at least his bow. And the first one is going to go against Elo here, and roll a natural frickin' 1. Second shot also going to go Hello here, and that one is a little better. But I'm sure you have a more AC than a 14, so that one is going to miss as well.
That is correct.
Ooh, Galadriel's on our side.
I know. Okay. We got another archer. He is going to do his couple of shots as well. Seeing his friend miss twice, he's not going to give up hope. Oh, that might work. 17, that's going to be against Elo here.
Ooh, I believe the magic number is 18.
Nice.
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 An 18.
Nice.
Finally, I hit one time.
Oh, that's right. The more he gets hit, the more he likes it.
All right, so 7 damage total.
Well, there goes my temporary hit points.
Yep.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I also have some temporary hit points I'll dish out later on.
All right. How fast? You are up, all the way in the back.
What a shot! That's a good one there. Oh, stout. And then I'll pull out my crappy short bow and this big lumbering thing that just hurled the boulder at Thor, but I'm gonna launch an arrow at that fool. Do I have to click on the target first and then roll? Click the button.
Nope. You just click your weapon and attack, and I'll handle all the damage and stuff.
Hot diggity dog. Additional attacks and normal.
Now my brain is singing Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, so thank you for that.
This is a good point. Do I want advantage?
Do, 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 do.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do normal right now.
Jeremy,
Class 17.
Well, can't help but
It's
bob
a
your
good
head to that.
Sweet. Did that hit? 17 hit?
Yes, it did.
Okay. And I just roll. How do I roll damage again?
There should be a damage button right beneath your attack button.
I'd like to say. I don't know. There's sneak attack, but I don't know that matters at the moment.
Yeah, when you click short bow, it should have an attack. It should come up with an attack button and damage button.
Yeah. If you go to your hotbar and you click on the weapon, so you click it, you attack. Click it again after you've hit.
Oh, I see.
Damage.
Right. Okay. Oh, it's like saying you must attack before you roll the damage.
Just go ahead and discard it, and it's sometimes it forces you to roll an attack a second
Okay.
to complete it. So
All right. Well, shit. So I'll just do like a regular attack again and just damage. Is that or
Yeah, just go ahead and roll attack. You've already hit, and then just roll the damage roll. One of the finicky things about Foundry. So now you should be able to hit damage. And you should roll.
I don't know. For some reason, it's going away, and it's just like saying, "Yeah, you hit, bro," and then like I don't really. It's like no, I don't have it here. I'll do this. How about a D6, and I'm +4 for my dex, right?
Yes.
The old-fashioned way. Take 10.
Pathway. All right. Oh, anyway.
Well, that worked quite well, didn't it?
Make a perception check. How fast, if you could.
Yeah. That's actually gonna be my bonus action. I was gonna look up and see if all of our noise is messing with the crystal above us. But 18.
You look up towards the ceiling, and as you are doing these things, the only thing that really seemed to make any difference at all was when the troll hurled the boulder. When it hit the wall, a little bit of dust fell from the framing that's holding this piece of crystal up there.
Okay.
But as you are doing this, you get into a little bit of a coughing fit, and being the closest one to the ground, you look kind of down at your feet, and you can't see your feet. There's smoke kind of oozing from under the door. It's kind of covered up to your ankles.
Okay. Getting done up like kippers here. The smoke's coming in, and the boulders seem to be jostling our trap. And is what I say as I look up.
All right, this troll's going to come up. He is once again, he's going to also grab a stone and fling it because he is done in reach. And still roll crappy. Not doing great with these guys.
Think if we take a step back there, Thorben, that one of these guys will bottleneck the door?
Maybe, yeah. I was thinking next round I'll run back and maybe ready an action to attack if they were to reach me, I think.
Oh, here
Good
comes the
God,
big boy.
Granny's huge.
Granny's the one that's got to take that crystal in the face.
She walks up from behind, and she sees how ineffectively her two offspring are doing it against these puny little humans. Instead of picking up a boulder, she walks by and picks up one of the goblins and says, "Do a better job!" and just tosses him kind of side-armed over the top of you. Let's see.
I would like to catch him with my sword.
Jibbob.
Finally rolled good enough to hit somebody. So, a goblin comes straight towards you, Thor, landing, slamming right into your chest. And we're going to do some damage here. No, not bad, not bad. And as this thing hits you, make me a strength save if you can, or else you're going to be knocked back 10 feet and also on your butt.
Oh, come on.
Yikes.
That's exactly what happens. So Thorben gets hit by this goblin. The goblin hits him, and half the goblin's body just crushes into Thorben, and it just slumps into a oozy pool of mess on the ground. The goblin is thoroughly dead. Thorben gets knocked back and on his butt 10 feet away, and you hear the large goblin just kind of chuckling to herself. Alright, you will be dead. Next we have new ground, I think. Yes, Thor, you are up first. You are prone currently.
So I'm going to use my Bright Blade as a bonus action to imbue my weapon with my bravery for a minute so I can add my charisma to my attack rolls.
Ooh, nice.
My very large black blade will begin to kind of have a little bit of a glowing sheen to it as I manage to get off of my ass. And then I am going to use, I'm assuming I probably have half movement from standing. So I'm going to go back. I believe the space. Um, why can't I move? Close that.
If you're having trouble moving,
There we go. That's why.
Oh, there you go.
I believe it was like here-ish, but it might have been like here is where I needed to stand. It was in that's where the crystal is.
That's where you think it's most likely to fall. Right.
Okay. And I was there. So yeah, that's 5, 10, 15. So I'm going to back up to there, and I'm going to ready an action with my sword to attack anybody that comes within range.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Moving right along. Hello here. You are up, and you have 2 large trolls standing in front of you with a larger troll standing behind them.
Right. I see. Well, I think I'm going to end up taking a lump here, but I think I'd like to. So I assume it's similar to if I move in, attack, and then once I run away, they're going to get an attack of opportunity, or.
Right.
I'll take it. I'm going in.
What?
Yeah. I'm going in.
Oh my goodness, he's so brave.
I'm going to hit that troll 3 times. My 2 attacks and then bonus action cleave and go it out again. So
All right.
3 for 1. I'll trade off 3 for 1.
Today we see a man find his destiny.
Hey, that was
Nice.
close.
Nice.
All right.
That was really close, not being very good.
Yeah, almost a what?
Mhm.
All right. The first sword goes right into the flesh of his gut, and he reels back in pain and lets out a roar. What else would you like to do?
Oh, you're not done screaming yet, buddy.
Nice.
There we
Nice.
go.
All right. That will do nicely.
Very
What?
nice.
Holy shit, that's great.
And then bonus action. Let's
Uno mas.
let her rip.
Man, I wish I would have crit. Oh man,
That should hit. That should hit. Yeah.
It'll hit, but I just wish it would have. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, damn.
And now here comes the retribution as I turn and run.
You're gonna get 2 of them.
2 of them. Here we go. I'll close my eyes and just run.
Yeah,
Serpentine.
hello here to me.
Dodge and weave.
All right. The one from the second one. Let's see if I can find some glory here for the poor trolls.
Nah, they don't need glory.
That hits you. Oh, man. I tell you, lucky. Nice hit. Nice round, though. Jeez.
All right, so 5 in and
They
then
didn't-
10,
they didn't hit 'em?
15, 20.
No, they both
25.
missed.
Oh no, I can get to there. Hopefully
That's
I'm not
good.
gonna
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm like standing
Alright.
there, sword raised, kind of like waving you back to me, kind of yelling through all the chaos as these 2 trolls slam down, just barely missing you.
He's got the biggest
full
shit-eating
bastard.
grin on his face right now.
Carl's gonna tell both of you to like get down. Now that you're closer, it's gonna be a lot harder to shoot around you. So if you can both take a knee at least, and he's gonna fire off his 2 rounds. I think he's going to target the troll that Elawir was just slashing away at. I'm assuming that one is pretty cut up and probably holding some of its guts in at this point after that flurry of sword strikes. So,
Yeah, he's looking a little bit worse for the wear, for sure.
all right, and I will go after that one. Oop, that's probably not going to hit. 13,
No, that will miss.
and second, that should
Oh,
hit.
that's
That'll
a
be
little better.
25. And we will roll regular damage. Roll to 6. There we go. So 11, and then I'm going to add my sneak attack, and it is my fierce shot that gives me that plus D4 as a bonus action. So 11 plus 9, so 20 damage total from those 2
nice.
shots.
Very nice shot. This one poor troll is having a rough time of it. He's got arrows sticking out of him. He's got half of his guts in his hands, but he's still slowly stumbling forward to try to get to the cause of his pain. All right. Anything else? You staying in the back?
I'm gonna stay right there. I think as I reload, I'm just keeping an eye on the crystals in the ceiling.
Okay. Blaine, you're up next.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple shots with my bow at that same one, but I'm not liking firing my bow a second time.
Hmm.
It's not my favorite thing. So a dirty 20 on the first shot and a ugh,
See, you knew it.
all kinds of mess on the second shot.
Yeah,
But
you should have listened to your gut.
yeah,
Uh,
6 points of damage um, to that same one that everybody's been hacking away at. And then I'm going to say to how fast you're on sealing duty now. And I'm going to step up and form the flying wedge with my teammates and rage.
Oh,
Oh, very nice.
I think you should go one step back to my right so
Okay.
that the ogre can't um get to you, and then you want him to be because the crystal's going to fall right in front of me. So if you're in front of
Okay.
me, he can you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So Blaine, as you take your one shot, you hit. You miss the second time. You kind of half throw your bow down in disgust and mumble something about bows are for sissy elved eared elves. Anyway,
No offense, Carl.
None
and
taken.
you you see in the background these trolls and these ogres, and your blood just boils. This was your people's home.
Hmm.
Your ancestors built it. It was taken, no longer. And you just let out this roar. You do not care anymore. Who knows who you are here, because there's one dwarf in Moria who yet draws breath. And that'll be the end of your turn. The horribly wounded troll does his best to stumble into the room and half-heartedly swing his great club. Well, finally I hit something.
Uh-oh.
And this is going to go against Elo here. Alright. This great club comes slamming down, and you take a mighty hit from it directly right square under your drives you down to your knees.
Well, I thought you said it was half-hearted.
You
It was half your heart.
Yeah.
I saw the HPR drop.
Oof.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that 18?
painful thing, yes, that you've ever felt in your life. It felt like somebody just dropped half a mountain on you. But that is his only action because he is so horribly wounded. And there's one archer that you can see running around in the background. He is just going to fire off a shot, staying well behind Granny here. That will not. Oh no, that will hit Thor. That will hit Thor. Yay. Barely. Small
That
thing.
did a lot of damage.
All right. So he comes and takes a pop shot at you, and it lands right in your leg, and it hurts a little bit, and you just kind of look down and half-heartedly just, pluck it out with a grunt and throw it on the ground. I'm gonna have to mend that later. And how fast? It is your turn.
How big? So the crystal up above, if it were like shot with an arrow, how big of a radius would it probably fall? Like how much of an area do I suspect it might take up?
Well, the impact itself will probably be centered in a 5-foot radius.
Okay.
The shattering of the pieces of crystal going everywhere would probably at least go out 5 feet, a 5-foot radius from that. So you're looking at, 10 feet from.
All right. I don't know it's safe to drop it, but I will do my best. And then I do mention, by the way, the smoke's getting thicker, and I kind of cough a bit. I'll take a 5-footer that way, and crap. I will. How bad does this thing look? Looks really bloodied.
Yes. It looks like it's barely holding on.
All right. All right, my bonus action is going to be to shit. Well, okay, I'll do this. My bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and try and figure out the fighting techniques of that creature. And I'll use my skill. I forget what it is. Then what is it? My features are not activated. Where I can kind of like sneaky people. Oh, my cunning, ancient cunning, or whatever. To basically gives me my perception versus his um
Weak spot.
perception. Yeah, yeah. To see if I can kind of like I want to analyze his fight pattern so that I can always get basically my sneak damage on it, even without advantage in the future, as my bonus action. So just a quick little.
So
You said insight, right? It's insight, I think. I guess.
yeah, either you can either use an investigation or perception against his stealth check, basically.
That's right. Okay. So I'll quickly do perception versus that. That's rather high.
Not stealthy at all.
Good luck, Tubby. And
Nope,
then
you definitely lost.
my ready action will be to when a large creature comes into the drop radius of the chandelier, for lack of a better term, I will fire my arrow up at it to hopefully dislodge it and bring it down.
Okay, sounds good.
And that's it. It's my turn.
Action. The second troll is going to bustle through the door, come straight at you guys, stand right up in front of the dwarf, whom he personally has a hatred for.
Can I use my ready to action to hit him?
You can.
Since it's a ready to action, can I use both of my attacks or just one of my attacks?
You can use one of your attacks.
Okay. I have advantage, and I have +2 from the bright blade.
Nice.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Or
Damage. Oh, I did roll these. Same things happened to me. Okay, so what did I do wrong there?
just discard the previous roll. Roll your attack again. You've already hit, and then it'll let you roll the damage. Sometimes if you get it out of order, it complains.
Roll again,
Yep.
and then I see. Wait, but then that one wasn't nearly as good. Not that it matters, I suppose. All right. Well, it's not working. Oh wait. Maybe it is working. It is working. It is working. Okay. Perfect. All right. So it did work. So attack rolls against large creatures. I don't have any situational bonus to damage. Not a critical hit, unfortunately. So bada bing.
All right.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah. Nice.
Not bad at all. Not a crit. All right. So, it was still his turn. I'm sorry. That was your ready to action. This one's going to come up and take a smack at the dwarf. See if he can get low.
Bring it.
That's the attitude. I love it.
Ooh, he brought it. So he comes with his great club and absolutely clobbers the dwarf with a mighty blow. Dwarf chugs it off surprisingly much better than Elohir did, though. You just kind of grunt and, shift to the side, and the great club just slides to the ground. The dwarf, Elohir, took that a lot better than you did.
That all you got, preacher?
From the other room, a large bellow, and then bursting through and breaking the dwarven doors off their hinges as she barely fits through herself, Great Granny Goblin comes trundling in straight up to you guys, and this time she too has picked up a giant chunk of rock, one in each hand, and
God.
swings one at you, maybe. And let's see, this is going to go for who? No, it's probably going to miss either way. It would have gone to LO here, but I don't think a 16 hits you. And then she starts to fling a rock from her other hand, but you realize she doesn't have another hand. There's a long piece of chain that is somehow wrapped or attached to a metal cap at the end of where her hand used to be. And at the end of that chain is a giant steel ball, and she just swings it overhand like like somebody trying to ring the bell at the fair. And right down because it does have reach, and this is going to go against who?
Oh, who's the bell?
Who's the bell? Yeah.
This one's going to go against the dwarf again.
Whew. Oh man, I'm glad.
Not Blaine. Not Lord.
Let's see, 17. Yeah, that barely hits you, but it does hit. Okay. At least it's not a critical this time. Alright. So a measly 7 damage compared to the other one. Thor, you are up. You have Thor standing right in front of you.
Yeah, I'll just go for him. I don't want to take an opportunity attack, and the other one's almost dead, so I'll just go for this guy. I have a +2, and I have advantage.
Yep, that'll hit.
Damage.
Oh, that's not too bad at all. And you're the one to the south, correct? Not the one...
Yeah, the one that's right in front of me. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, right.
And then I have one more +2 advantage. Come on, give me a crit, damn it. 16.
16 does hit.
Awesome.
Crappy AC, those guys. That'll work.
16, 14 as I get into this guy. Oh, what did I get hit by? What my HP dropped?
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
I'm hurting myself. Oh God, I'm gonna die.
You got a few more hit points in that. Let me put them back.
I was watching in horror. What's happening?
I am my own worst enemy. There we go. Now the right. Okay. Those were some good solid hits. You look at your handiwork for this guy, and he looks almost as bad as his brother just to the north, but they're still both alive and kicking. What else would you like to do?
I don't have any bonus actions that I'm aware of. So I think that's probably it. Yes, that's it. I'm going to just shout out, "Bring them down!" And that's gonna be my turn.
All right, sounds good. Hello here. You are up next. You gotta.
All right. I'm going to just stay within his threat, but move up a bit. Hopefully not to get shattered crystals in the face.
If you bring him down, I'm going to yell out something to the effect of like to move so that you're like 5 either to my either behind me or to my left for the crystal situation.
Yeah, if I kill this guy, I'm gonna.
If you kill him, I'll yell that. I yell that out. I'm just saying for.
Oh, I'm killing him.
I can feel it. I'm going with this guy.
All right, let's first swing. Big money, big money. Oh yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh man, I tell you, you guys have been rolling crits, but you've been getting close enough. All right.
Oh, nice.
He's still standing.
So flash, and once again across his midsection, and everything disgusting inside this creature begins to spill out at your feet as he begins to topple over towards you. Make me a dexterity save.
All right, Rob. Where's my character sheet? Hold on.
The classics.
Yeah, right. Where'd I go? There I am. Dexterity.
All right. As he falls towards you, you sidestep deftly to the left, avoiding the pile of entrails quickly coming your way as he slams down on the the floor in front of you, between you and the very large troll. But I do believe you also have one more attack left, I think? 2?
I do have one more attack. I don't think I really want to get into Brandy's range here. Am I in her threat square? If I move back, am I going to get smacked?
No.
Okay, I would like to take a couple steps back and then use my bonus action for the Surge of Vigor to heal 1d8 plus 7.
All right, go for it.
So if I click that Surge of Vigor down at the bottom, and that should heal.
I can't remember if I actually did the math for it. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's push it. Let's go.
I do stuff manually. Sometimes I can't remember.
All right.
Science.
Okay, it looks like it just used it. So go ahead and roll a d8, and I'll just add 7 here manually.
All right, sounds good. So there should be one at the bottom of the chat bar. Yeah, there we go. D8. Roll.
All right.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
10 back. All right, I'll take it.
All right.
And I believe that is the end of my turn.
All right. Moving right along. It is Carl.
Everybody take a deep breath
Uh-oh.
as Carl is going to open the door into the hallway behind us
What are you doing, Carl? It's hot.
and basically like draft it a couple times to bring more smoke into the room, and allow us basically an opportunity. So the door will be open now, and the smoke coming in will hopefully hide any sort of retreat that we need to take. So
Smoke screen.
so I'm going to do that, and then I guess I'll just ready an action, if I can. If that takes my action, that's totally fine. But if that's easy enough to do, and then ready an action, I'm basically going to just have an arrow ready in my bow and point it up for as soon as when Granny like steps into that threat range of the crystal falling, I will fire. Hopefully in conjunction with how fast it's shot as well. So I'm just trying to fill this room with some smoke to give us some cover if we need to escape.
Okay, so clarification. Are you just kicking open the door and letting the smoke come in, or are you actively trying to open and close the door to
I want to like do it like once or twice to try and, trying to like a bellows type situation, trying to draw a little bit more smoke in than what would just roll in naturally.
Okay. So quickly, you basically grab one, the doors and grab the edges and push them out and in 2 or 3 times real quick, and then have barely enough time to turn around and get one arrow knocked and ready to fire.
Okay.
But you only have one shot because that did take a little bit longer than.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to that shot until they step into the crystal area. So.
All right.
Yep. And that's the end of my turn.
Lane, you will be up next.
Yeah,
Blaine, if you're going to
I'm
attack that
full-
troll, sorry. If you're going to attack the troll right in front of you, your first attack will have advantage because of my special sword thing.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, because I'm definitely going to do that. My face is much brighter red than it normally is. My eyes, you can barely see the whites of. I am lost in this battle. I'm fully all in on swinging at this creature. So I am going to roll my first attack with advantage.
So close.
So close yet again. Damage. That's 9. Second attack.
Okay.
That'll be a normal attack. Natural 20.
Oh, there it is.
It did
There
the thing.
it is.
It did the
Critical
thing.
damage. I get to click the critical button.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, 2 times.
Ah,
Son of a
Still
bitch.
14.
oh.
You know what? Sometimes that's good enough. So you roll in here just in a furious dwarven rage. Your blood is on fire, and you spin the axe around so that the hammer side is forward, and you go straight. It's just a baseball bat home run swing, and you take one knee out. As you come around, you don't even stop spinning. You just continue to spin. You flip the axe around, the blade around, so the axe blade is coming around. And by this time, as you can complete your circuit, the creature has come down to the one knee, and you catch him right in his throat with the blade, and it just slices. And you just roar a dwarven battle cry.
Durin!
And that one goes down. I also need you to make me a dexterity save to see if he falls on you.
Okay. I will happily make that dexterity. Oh, you said saving throw, right?
Yeah.
I think I hit the wrong one. There we go. That is a 9.
So, as the thing begins to fall on you, you initially think that you're just in your rage, and you just hit it again. It slightly knocks it to the side, but it does land on you a little bit, and it's going to force you to the ground under its weight. So you will just be knocked prone. You will not take damage for that.
I haven't used any movement in this round, so I will get back up.
So you guys see, after this dwarf has taken out a knee, cut the thing across the throat, it lands on him, and he just kind of slowly pushes it down, goes down to one knee, and then throws it off to the side, like it was just some house cat that jumped on him, when he came home. But let's see. So that was half your movement to get up, and I think that's the end of your turn. Yes. Or no?
Yeah, I will use a free action to say, Granny, stop playing with balls. You're next.
Touche. All right. There's one goblin archer back here. What the heck is he gonna do?
We should have been ignoring him. We just like we can't.
Yeah.
That poor guy's like, pay attention to me.
I can do damage too.
I think the last thing he wants is our attention right now.
Right.
For the natural one, he can't. So that's going to be a horrible miss from him. And let's see how fast you are up.
Oh, good lord. All right. Shit.
Ready to run, my friend.
Yeah, as you kind of say that, I probably have used my cunning action to hide, which I'll make a roll for you now. So in the smoke that's billowing out from the door, I kind of take a knee and do my best to be hidden, and then keep my arrow aimed at the crystal. Good. My God, she's huge. And then I will once again set the ready action as soon as he steps into range to fire at the crystal, and look over at Carl and see he's doubling up. So we've got, a little bit of, in case one of us misses, hopefully both of us someone will get it.
All right.
And that's it. I'm done.
All right, the troll, the giant cave troll, seeing her comrades go down, bellows in rage and runs straight towards the dwarf that did it. So, now if you guys, this will be the time when your ready shots would come off to Chandelier.
Here we go, Thor.
Oak stout. Let it go. And then fire away.
It's time.
Yes!
I crit the crystal for some reason.
Oh yeah, nice. We both got 26s.
That's
Got a crit.
awesome.
Yeah, baby.
So,
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
it's two.
That's what it's all about, boys.
Carl, did you roll the natural 20, or was that?
I did
That was-
not.
that
No,
was
I rolled.
How
18.
fast did?
Yeah. How fast rolled a 20?
fast, actually.
So, Carl, you have your magnificent, massive, complicated-looking bow, and once again you hear the ratcheting go off and the bow twang, and the arrow goes straight towards the crystal and hits right at a joint, and you see a chip about the size of your fist fly off, and the thing just shifts a little bit, and then as it does so, the chip lands right on the troll's head, and she looks up. At that moment, how fast lets loose with his short bow, hitting virtually and you that same spot, and it chip again, and it just kind of perilously hang there for a second, and then slowly, as the troll is looking up, come crashing down right on top of her head. And two things need to happen. First of all, I need somebody to roll me 5d10.
Ooh.
And secondly,
That sounds like how fast.
That's how fast
Yeah.
crit. Yeah.
That sounds like a how
Just,
fast roll.
asking for extra love here. Do I get to add my sneak damage in on the 5d10?
sure, I'll give it to you.
Oh, really? Oh, sweet. Well, then that's
Oh.
5d10 is 21, and then if I add my sneak on top of that for the I don't know why I did that. That was weird. Technically it was a crit, but
Oh.
I forgot. So there's 3d6, and then technically if I were doing it again, it would be
There we go. That's
another
better.
12.
Yeah, baby.
21, so that's a lot of hit points.
Do me and
So,
do me
30,
make
37 total,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. So this giant crystal stone comes and slams down right on top of the giant troll, and it kind of crushes her to one side, but it slides off and she rears back up. One of her shoulders looks like it's been knocked out of joint. It unfortunately is not the one with the ball and chain on it. And Thor and Blaine, make me a dexterity save to see if you get included in this little blast here.
I
had a
did
feeling that
so
was
well
coming.
the last time on this. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Oh, but no.
Wherever we go together.
That's true. So as this happens, shards
no.
of glass and the metal frame, the bracket that was holding this thing in, come falling down afterwards. And the two of you are going to take 16 damage as you get pelted by stone shards, pieces of metal, and other debris falling from the ceiling. But idiot. All right. So that was no. So now she actually gets to make her attack.
Oh God. Oh no.
So
Uh-oh.
she only gets one though.
Ruh-roh.
Mr. Brother on hook 10. This is going against the dwarf, which is her soul. So 18 will hit him. 18 will hit him. Yeah.
Oh no. Blade.
Only 8 damage, not bad. And she roars once again and says, "You killed my boys. The master will hear for this."
I'll send you to them next.
Thor, you're up. Followed by Elo here, followed by Carl.
All right. I'm gonna add that +2. I'm gonna roll at advantage.
That'll be enough to hit.
Yes. $11 on the first one, and then second attack +2 from the blade, the bright blade. 27 will hit, and then normal, no crits. I'm out here crit fishing, not getting it. For 14.
All right.
Mighty.
If I crit, my sword does so much damage if I crit. And I was like, I want that crit, maybe.
All right. Is that it for you?
That's it for me. Yeah, I don't have any bonus actions. I'm definitely not walking away from this lady.
Elo here. You're
All right, let's get in on the fun.
You get advantage on your first attack.
Oh, okay, good to know. I was going to. Okay, so I'm gonna get into the action. I guess I'll just hang out with everybody there.
Mosh pit.
Bonus action: royalty revealed. Reveal my lineage to 6 people within 30 feet until the end of the next turn. Every creature gets advantage on their attack rolls. They're immune to being frightened, and they get 4 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Nice.
okay. That'll work.
So there's a lot of advantage rolls coming up, and then I'll take my 2 attacks and hopefully take some.
They should have called that skill "Cool Story, Bro."
Yeah.
What is going on here? Go away, combat tractor. I need to hit people. Why is it saying this? Complete previous. I don't know what's going on here. Did I roll? Oh, here we go. Attack, advantage. Ooh,
Oh,
Nice.
good save.
Yeah.
yeah, no kidding, huh?
Good use of that skill.
We've had bigger hits.
Yep.
9, and then for my second one, attack again.
Oh,
Nice.
it's close.
So close.
No
So close.
advantages.
So close you can smell it.
Just slight grazes, but suppose better than nothing.
Oh,
And I believe that is everything. Turn over.
Carl, followed by Blaine.
Carl is knocking arrows. You're hearing clicks of his bow as he fires another duet of arrows.
It's advantage on everything.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for the reminder. There's the first one, 25. Here's the second one.
Oh,
A 15? Probably not.
That one actually does hit. That's his
Oh, 15. Okay.
Big
Nice.
target.
Then here's damage. That's good. That's a 12.
Imagine
8,
she's a
so
thick lady.
20 plus another 7. 27 damage. And Carl is going to go. Pull back. And he is going to step into that hallway a few steps into the smoke. And you can hear him coughing, but he's very difficult to see.
That's true. If you like, you can make a stealth roll if you're going to try to hide and get away, or you just.
Nope, I'm just trying to use that to obscure myself a little bit. Yep. And also, I don't want to be that close to the troll. Thank you.
Blaine, you're up next, followed by bad guy.
oh, you put me in a bad position. You're asking me to run. I don't think I would.
No, I don't think you would either. You're in the middle of a rage.
Yeah, I can't. I'm going to attack with my axe. I think you said I have advantage on this first one, right?
Yep. Actually, all of them, right?
Yeah.
Nat 20.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, all of them, you said. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do some critical hit damage.
Big numbers, big.
Oh, 12 and 11.
Right?
Nice.
Oh, shit. Wow.
And let's rinse and repeat.
Second 20. We can do this.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
We can
Yeah,
do
why
this,
not?
boys.
Let's do it. Still a hit.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, not a crit, but a hit. And do some damage there. Normal. Moderate. And I'll use my bonus. No, I'm not going to. That's my turn.
All right.
Nice.
That was a pretty good hit.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
Does it look like?
She a thick lady. I imagine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, am I seeing some parts that shouldn't be visible by now?
Yeah, there's a lot of meat that you should not be able to see that you're seeing, and
What kind of meat? Can you be more specific, please?
Spleen, kidney.
yeah, something you would not want to have anything to do with.
Some booty? Is Granny booty in her face right now?
Oh,
No, but the body odor is amazing.
They smell bad on the outside.
And from the back, from the other room, you see a lone arrow lance out, and it hits you again, Thor, very ineffectively, but it does do a little bit of damage. Oops, sorry, that was how fast turn. I just about skipped.
So that advantage, that's just versus Granny, right? Or is that just for anyone I shoot?
That's anyone.
Okay.
It should be
In
all
that case-
attack rolls.
Yeah, in that case, I will go ahead and just like go, oh my God. And as I see the arrow, like they're trying to, fight Granny in this like pesky little annoying thing off in the distance. I'll go ahead and like take a knee real quick and like fire off my short bow shot at him.
All right.
Disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hit
Yeah.
23? Unfortunately, it's gonna be D6 plus 4. So 6 points from the arrow, and then sneak damage on top.
Good
Nice.
10 more, so 16 to the goblin in the back.
All right. With a well-placed shot right through the throat, he goes down in a lump.
I saved your life, and then I start to walk. I'm walking away. I'm like, oh my God, and I'm trying to move
Yeah.
into the hallway a little bit, but
Okay.
Oh, Granny, yeah.
Yes, it is Granny's turn. I need for the 3 people in front of her to make me a dexterity save, please.
oh Jesus.
It's always dexterity. I'm dead. Hey, I'm not dead.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, I got 2 good ones.
Nope. I blew it.
Yeah. All right. A dwarf as usual.
Blade!
I don't jump.
I'm not about movement. I'm about swinging an axe.
There we go. Once again, with her one good arm, she takes this ball and changes it's attached to it and takes a sidearm swipe, intending to sweep all 3 of you. And
Impressive.
those of you that saved, you're going to take 6 damage. Blaine, you will take 13.
Blaine isn't doing
Is
too
this
hot.
kind of like a really big, weird skip it?
Yes.
Is that-
That's exactly what it is.
Higher stakes. Higher stakes.
yeah. Higher stakes, yeah.
Okay.
Thor, you are up, followed by.
Dokily dokily advantage.
Oh,
Oh, dang it.
So
I
close.
hit though.
Still hits. Still hits.
yeah.
Normal.
Yeah.
— 15.
15. Alrighty. Alrighty.
And then Uno Mas attack. I think I just gotta commit to it at this point. I mean, somebody's dying. It's me or her.
That's how I kind of feel too.
26. Normal. 14.
Nice.
Another 14. Still alive.
15 and 14.
Yep, still alive and kicking.
My God, she's just a big old bag of hit points.
Yeah.
Eloir.
All right, well, I'm taking 3 swings. Let's see how this goes. Swing number 1. No more advantage. Oh, that's all gone, but it was fun while it lasted.
You have advantage
Oh, because of the first one.
because of my sword.
All right.
I hit anyway, though, so I guess it doesn't matter. You could fish for a crit.
I do like the. Well, we'll see how it goes.
All right.
They keep popping up on me.
Oops.
Oh, a 2.
Hey, you should take the advantage because you should have had advantage on that first roll. I don't know if he'd let you do that, but you're supposed to have advantage on one of your attack rolls because of my sword.
All right.
Yeah, you can go ahead and take advantage on the one you missed if you want. Just roll again.
Yeah, all right. Sounds good.
That's enough to hit.
Excellent. Oh, I lost my damage part. Where is it? Let's go with it. Oh, it's going to make me roll the attack again first. All right, so here's a non-mattering attack roll.
Yeah.
Well, just a graze, and then the last one. Man, I really want to take down this big sack of hit points right now.
Well,
The dwarf's going to do it.
He just adjusts the grip on the sword.
Choke up on the bat.
Yeah.
A 14? I
That
don't think that's it.
and how would you like to do this? Because he's only got one
Yes.
skill left.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. I
Oh,
think,
we don't need to
adjusted the
run.
grip, choked up on it. I think I'm just gonna go for like something across like the hamstrings. Nothing too gruesome. Just take it down, and then maybe as she drops to her knees and falls forward, stick the sword up. Do a little impale on the sword.
Oh, okay. So you're just going to let her fall on it. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So you kind of, go around the side, get her right at the Achilles, and as she goes down to one knee, you kind of come up underneath her. She's so freaking big, you can almost walk underneath her legs, and you just get the sword. It's got almost a 5 foot long blade itself, and you just sit it right on the ground. And as she slides down, she slides right onto it, and you think, found my greatness, and then you immediately think, how the hell am I going to get my sword out of that now? You begin to
Oh,
celebrate about that.
I'm sorry, Blaine. I know you really wanted that kill.
Blaine doesn't even care that she's already dead. He takes whatever shots he would have had on his next turn and smashes her head into pulp.
Can someone please help me get my sword out?
I'm going in from the back. I'll get there.
Carl,
Patiently
they
wait.
got her. They got her. We don't have to run. Go over and start to look at them. Is there anything that medicine can do to kind of like help them or staunch their wounds or anything like that?
So yes, you can roll on. I think you actually have a. Do you have a medicine? Yeah, you have a medicine skill in order to stop their bleeding. At this point, uh, the battle is over, and we're going to see what happens next. But you could take what is considered in Lord of the Rings a short rest, which is a full 8 hour rest. There are long rests, unless you're in a citadel like Rivendell or Lorien or someplace like that. But we're getting fairly close to the end, so if you just want to, we can go ahead and continue on without
Yeah.
do the short rest stuff. So
Yeah.
you guys finally take down this mountain of a troll, and as you do so, you look into the room beyond this, what you feel to be a marketplace of an age long past, and you go into the next room. And as you look around, truly, this must be the imperishable hall. As your light falls on the walls, you see intricate engravings light up almost like Christmas trees, or LED lights that string from one end to the other. Truly, this is a magnificent place. And you look around and you see things. On the southern border of the room, you see two sets of doors, one sort of close to you, one farther towards the end of the hall, and on the northern wall also you see a set of doors, or a door, I should say.
That's totally glorious. This place is just as I had just been talked about at the bar. I'm starting to like look around and make notes, and kind of go in and take the grandeur. And as I see the doors, oh right, sorry, I know I'm supposed to be doing my little job, and then head over and start to kind of like look at the different doors and listen to them and whatnot.
Okay. Make me a perception check for the door right here to the south.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
20.
You look at it, it is not locked, it is not trapped, and you can't hear anything from the other side. So you push it open, almost out of care. And on the other side, you see what appears to be maybe a sitting room or an entrance area, and then beyond that, a small hallway and another single door, or another hallway beyond that.
Continues on a bit. I'm not quite sure what these things on the wall are. Perhaps some sort of embellishments. I don't know. Shields or whatnot.
Much
Fascinating.
like the others have been completely ruined and raided and totally defaced. This room is no different, but it has a different feel than the other room. This one is more of a homey feel. The room you just came from, the hall, very grand. This feels a lot more comfortable.
Interesting. All right. I will stealth down the hall, I think. Since a homey feel, I Not sure it would be trapped, but I'll just to make sure what's down there.
As you look around, you come to the end of the hallway and you peek around the corners and you see kind of a long, skinny hallway with 4 doors on the southern wall.
This place is a maze, and I mentioned that there's quite a bit of stuff that perhaps searching the other doors might be necessary before heading in this direction.
You do notice with that perception roll of a 20 that at least the doors that are closest to you, they seem to be open. You can see that they're at least ajar a little bit.
Hmm. You know what? I will hazard a care and then sneak over to one and just kind of look in.
As you look in it, it reminds you very much of one of the rooms at the Prancing Pony Inn back at Bree. Very homey feeling. A lot of, wood, comfortable bed. Has the remains of a small table. Of course, it's been completely defaced, but the room itself reminds you of home.
I will go back out to the group and basically mention to them, I think it's I'm not sure who would have lived here, but it's definitely bedchambers of the people for, long gone. I'm sure the other orcs or trolls may have defaced and lived there, but defaced.
Do we
There
check
might
the
be
other
something
ones
down
then?
there. Yeah, I'll go look, but if you guys wanted to check in there, you could, I suppose.
As you go down and check out the hallway, the rooms all serve, you feel like, similar functions. One of them feels is a door. The walls have carved effigies of trees and a feeling of nature. Everything is much more lithe and delicate in one of the rooms. Another one of the rooms seems to be very much of a dwarven feel to it. Everything is in stone. The bed itself is made out of stone. The only piece of furniture that hasn't been totally defaced. A few moments of exploring, you get the feeling that these might be guest chambers for different races of people.
Very cordial, Doran. I normally would want. I mean, I know we're like time pressed. I normally would want to search probably that thoroughly to see if there's any goods left over or like hidden compartments. But um, the idea of on the hunt, there are some fighters here, obviously that
Right.
purpose.
So,
So I'll go down to the other door, like quickly do a search over, and then go out and check these other doors, these double doors down here, for traps to see what else is possible to figure out.
these doors down here are locked. The ones in the south. Not only are they locked, I need you to make me an old lore check. How fast and Blaine.
Ooh.
I'm still a little I've got the adrenaline going from the last fight, so obviously it messed up my old lore. I don't have a brass weapon.
The only thing Blaine knows about old lore is the orcs don't belong here.
Blaine, roll me a second d20 because you would have advantage on this. You would. This is a place of your people. Now that I think about that.
While he's rolling that, I was
That's a
at the
little
door a
better.
moment ago. After you described to him, what's the? I wanted to ask what the smoke situation was.
The smoke situation.
I was just about to ask the same thing. I'm like, how are we looking with that?
The smoke situation is it's still continuing to increase, but not at a huge rate. You feel if you want to go and check, you can look into the room, and although the fire is still burning, it's not raging. Some of the material in there was still quite wet, so it's smoking more than it's burning, but it is filling up the hall pretty quickly.
But is it kind of getting to be a smolder? Like it's not gonna.
It's not going to be a raging fire. No, you don't. No,
Okay.
nothing like that. There's too much wetness in there.
Okay.
Okay. Blaine, you look at that door and you touch it. reverently, and you just run your hands across the symbol. There's a symbol on the front of it. And you run across it, your hand across it, and you say, "This is the symbol of Narvi, the great dwarven smith, the man who created the doors of Durin itself. We must get these open."
I would agree. Countless treasures, I mean, heirlooms are behind this door, and right that you should reconnect with them, dwarf. 24 for my lock picks.
So you look at the door, and you can't pick it. It doesn't even have a lock that you can see.
Gotcha.
But the rest of this room, you have noticed the walls are coated in filled in, which reflects various types of light. On a hunch, you take your hooded lantern and shine it on the symbol of Narvi the dwarf, which is an anvil with a hammer actively striking it with sparks coming out. As you do so, the light hits the hammer and anvil and slowly spreads in a geometric pattern both up and down the door. And then you hear what sounds like a click, and the door comes slightly ajar, opening away from you.
Say after you, Blaine. This is your people. Take
All right, I'll go in.
a soft step to the side, let him gain entry, and then follow closely behind.
There's another set of double doors after a small antechamber, and again you see the symbol of Narvi the dwarf. And beyond that, the double doors to the south. This room, first thing you notice is it does not look like it has been despoiled. Presumably, no one could figure out how to open the door. Beyond the second set of double doors, you see a workbench. You see tools laid about perfectly neatly in their place. The only thing that would make you think that this place has been here for any time at all, undisturbed, is the fact that there's a thin layer of dust everywhere. And everybody make me a perception check if you could.
As part of my perception check, given my characters, I'm not sure what backstory we stuck with. I'm not sure if I did do like the forging in the lessons with the dwarves on forging and smithing and such. But if that is still true, could I look at them tools to see if they, if for any reason would be of interest to me?
Yes, you could. And yes, they would be. They are smith's tools, very similar to the ones you have, an older style, but absolutely immaculately crafted. I mean, if these tools have seen a second's worth of work, you would be surprised just based on their shape. But you know the stories of Narvi the dwarf. You've heard them from your friend. He was a master smith. He helped build the ring. He helped create the rings of power.
So I would definitely take those and put them in my pack, and maybe not with the intention of keeping them for myself, but maybe to gift them to my teacher.
Yes. You definitely don't want to hold on to them. If dwarves find out that a non-dwarf has them, you would probably be in some trouble. But that's another story for another time. So, how fast? As you are looking into this room, as all of you are looking around this room and exploring it, everything is apparently in fully functional working order. You open a second door to the back room back here, and you will find the actual forge of Narvi, where he crafted a great many things. How fast, as you are walking towards the second set of doorways with the forge in the back, you noticed what appears to be an unopened mold sitting on a table, about the size of maybe 6 inches thick and about the size of a large dinner plate.
Right there, this one. I will stop Blaine and go, this is something serious. We should take a moment. And then I'll almost with a little bit of reverence, considering my love of history, go over and oh, no, this is probably the last thing he worked on. And then kind of look over and then see if I can break the seal and kick it open and see what's inside.
I'll help him to do so gently and carefully.
And yeah, I take that back. Let me go ahead and use a little bit if I can maybe use riddle to try and make sure there's no like any kind of worded traps or anything that must be said in order to open it at all.
Sure.
Maybe
Go right ahead. Yeah. Actually, not a bad use of that skill.
21.
So you look at it, and on the outside of the mold, which obviously is not where the interesting stuff is, but you see that the symbol of Narvi yet again, the hammer and anvil, and below that you see something else, a different symbol, one you're not familiar with. It looks like a leaf with golden veins.
I'll look over at shit, we don't have an elf here, do we?
Sounds elvish.
Yeah, right. I'll look over at I'll look over at Blaine. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking not a dwarf, and I poke at the golden leaf. But I'll look over at my pal Carl Oakstout and go, "You happen to know some elves, don't you? When you're walking around, do you know whose symbol that is?" And then I'm like starting to kind of break the mold up now.
Yeah, I'm looking through my my abilities right now to see if I have it. Not really. Um,
Doing
Could
old.
I roll something if it's related to forging? If it's not related to forging, then I probably wouldn't know. But if it's related to forging, could I roll something? Insight, old lore.
Yeah, roll old lore and also Elohir old lore as well. Elohir, you might actually know a little something about this.
Ooh,
I didn't
that's
do
good.
bad.
That's good.
I got a 19.
I think both of you kicked it. Yeah.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
So both of you come to a conclusion at roughly the same time. Thinking back your old history books, thinking back before the Dark Lord was overthrown the first time, um, and even on this particular hunt tonight, there were mentions of elves and dwarves working together. The doors of Durin were one example of one of those things. The rings of power another. This is the symbol you feel of Celebrimbor the elf of Holland, long dead.
Um, as soon as you say that, you see Hallfast get really, really excited. He's like, "Oh, oh my goodness. Right." And then I kind of point to my I see like grab my jerkin a bit and then start to kind of like reveal something and then I kind of like cover it back up. Well, maybe you could know. And I kind of pull open my shirt and underneath is a really, really fine make of what looks like a I guess it's more of like a mithril type of shirt, but it should similar have like a similar symbol of Celebrimbor on it, somewhere near the collar.
Indeed, it does. Are you going to continue to open the mold?
Yes, I will.
Okay. The mold, as you open it, as most molds do, it begins to crack and come apart. And what comes out of it is a very thin, almost paper thin, sheet of silver metal with an engraving and an inscription on it. And the engraving looks like that, which is the door of Durin. The inscription reads, "The doors of Durin, Lord of Moria, speak friend and enter. I Narvi made them. Celebrimbor of Holland wrote these signs." And as you pick this piece of metal up, thin as paper, you try to bend it how fast, and you just, all your strength you putting into it, it looks like it's a sheet of silver paper. You cannot bend it, you cannot get it to flex one tiny bit. And then it dawns on you that this, whatever it was destined to be for, is made of mithril. and that all 5 of you can work your entire lives and compile all of your riches in a single pile and not equal a fraction of what this thin piece of metal is worth. After you examine this, you go across the way and open another door, one that was not locked, but orcs would rarely have a chance to open. And you find what appears to be the remains, although much deteriorated, of a long-lost library. As you begin to scramble through the pages to try to once again flesh out your map more and more, you find a manuscript signed by the leader of the Ringwrights. And as you begin to read it, you see that it was penned by Narvi himself, and it details processes on how to use mithril to create our own dwarven rings of power without the help of the elves. And that is where we will end it tonight, I think. You guys have survived your foray into Moria. Who knows if you'll ever survive your way out of Moria. But another day. So, that was exciting.
Great.
I can't believe how you guys were able to sneak past every bad perception roll I ever made tonight. Whew, that was rough. That was rough on my...
Half the time we weren't even trying to sneak.
I couldn't roll above a 5 the whole damn night. It was... But that was fun.
That was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
I would do it again. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You
For
guys,
sure.
you guys want to figure out and either fight your way out or fight your way deeper, we can always do another session and use it for our stuff here. But I do want to tell you I appreciate you coming, guys. I hope you had a good time with the Mines of Moria and Lord of the Rings and Middle Earth. And I guess for all those out there watching, if you'd like to see more of Middle Earth or any of the other game systems that all of us DMs here have on rpgclub.net, please drop on by. And once again, all of our links will be in the comments down below. Have a good time. See you later.
Bye.
See you guys.
See ya. Thank you.